Click the first link in the description for the best Askreddit content. Today I fucked up by using my dad's computer to print something. I'm frantically typing this on mobile, sorry for formatting and stuff. No obligatory, this happened last week, last year, etc. No, my fellow Redditors, this just happened. I am still shaking from the recent events that unfolded not more than 10 minutes ago. So there I was, planning on embroidering a hat for my boyfriend. A hat I ordered had just arrived in the mail and I was quite eager to begin. The design that I want to embroider is a little picture from one of his favorite albums. So for it to be accurate, I decided it would be best to print off the image and trace it onto embroidery paper. A perfect plan. I walk into my father's bedroom, which is where the computer is, as well as the printer. Important to note, I live in a very woodsy area, and our internet is ungodly slow. My dad's computer is ancient as well, a deadly combination. Nothing I am not used to. I proceed with my intentions. I move the mouse. About 12 seconds later the monitor wakes up. Excellent. I click on Chrome. Nothing. I click once more. As we all know, clicking on something multiple times speeds up the process. Still nothing. Here's where my life changes forever. After clicking on Chrome a few more times and to no avail, I figure it is best to try opening the browser another way. I right-click on the Chrome pin down on the taskbar. Am I greeted with the open a new tab button? No. My father's recently closed tabs appear. 30 hot granny sucks and fucks. I immediately avert my once innocent, unscathed eyes from this horrendous discovery. There were more tabs underneath that I can only imagine was more granny porn. In a sheer state of panic I shut down the computer and escaped to my bedroom, where I am sharing this story with you now. And now I will proceed to remove my eyeballs from their sockets with a spork. Too long didn't read. I used my dad's computer and saw his recently closed granny porn tabs. Once you hit your 60s, them bitches are hot, but you risk breaking a hip when breaking them in. Of all the shit he could have been into, that's like the least troubling genre it could have been. I mean, it's almost wholesome really. Assuming your dad's touching 50, granny porn isn't that far off his own age bracket, or your mother's own age. It shows he still has interest in women of your mother's vintage and likely indicates a healthy sex life between them. The thought of which you ovs find revolting but actually indicates a happy and fulfilling relationship between them. Just think of all the other shit it could have been. Apart from MILF porn, almost every other category out there would have been worse. If your dad is using an old computer with an outdated operating system and he's not very computer literate, that machine is probably infested with malware. I mean, it's almost wholesome really. If you'd read the other tabs, you might have found all kinds of online pharmacy, online gambling, and dating websites. Honestly, he's probably just into wrinkly boobs, but if you want plausible deniability, it's there. Imagine how long he has to sit there before the video loads long enough for him to watch LMFAO. At least it wasn't a dad dick pic. Today I fucked up by telling TSA I had a weapon in my pants. Obligatory, this didn't happen today but a few years ago. Here's the scene. Nashville, Tennessee airport, returning from a client meeting. I fly a lot and cut flights close. I went through the body scanner and for some reason, maybe from a hernia surgery, I regularly get a warning sign around my groin. Fine, go for it. I'm a guy and was wearing a summer suit. This should be quick. For those who know, those pants are thin, and I wear boxers, so I've got some nice ventilation going. This older TSA guy starts feeling up my thigh. Fine, I'm used to this. But he's starting to use the inside of his hand, not the back, like he should. He grabs my fucking junk. In front of God and everyone in the line, he's grabbing my junk. I looked down at him and said, "Are you gonna at least take me out for dinner after this?" He continues up my other thigh and after a few more uncomfortable moments of fondling finally asks, "So do you have anything in your pants?" I looked at him in the eye and a little louder said, "Yeah, my dick." Have you never felt one that big or something? remember? Thin pants. Boxers. He was getting a little too friendly. I was getting annoyed. The other TSA guys were starting to congregate. I'm feeling funny and have an audience. I'm going for it. A minute or so later he continues. So do you have any weapons in your pants? I looked him in the eyes and very loudly said, well, your mom considered it a weapon last night. Wrong thing to say. I've never seen that level of anger from this seemingly gentle guy who looked like my grandpa. He grabs my wrist, twists my arm, and attempts to escort me to the interview room. Hell, it's Nashville TN. Probably a fucking Coleman pop-up camper. Shit, I'm gonna miss my flight. Thankfully, the supervisor who had been watching realized he was about to be in a world of shit and promptly de-escalated the situation. The other guys couldn't stop laughing and as I walked by said that was the funniest thing they'd seen. TL, doctor. After a few minutes of getting fondled by the TSA security screener in Nashville, Tennessee, he asked if I had a weapon in my pants, and I made a joke about his mom. Almost got detained. Nice dick, bro. I asked a TSA agent for their number once when he got done with me. I honestly think some of them are pecker checkers. Oh, did they take you up on the dinner offer? Was that awkward? Or was she really that cute? This guy has got to have some kind of 12 inches monster dick or something. I mean, if you're stopped regularly due to something suspicious detected in your groin. I bet that asshole saw the sheer magnitude of dick volume on the scanner monitor and just thought he'd harass you for a bit so he could cop a feel of that gargantuan. He probably got legitimately concerned how abnormally massive it was when he felt it because it was the size of a goddamn assault rifle under there somehow. Joking aside, that was obviously extremely unprofessional on the TSA employee's part and I hope he got formally reprimanded for that. You were assaulted and although you played it off as something absolutely hilarious, the circumstances are no joke whatsoever and that guy is a slime ball. I'm glad you made it out alright. If I ever become a TSA I will grab everyone's lanky junk and shout, you got a small one, haven't you? The TSA are a bunch of twats who couldn't get a job as a mall security guard. That's called a win. Today I fucked up by getting my girlfriend a birthday present. This is currently happening and I am still trying to figure out a way of passing away before her party tonight. Too long didn't read, at the bottom. My girlfriend and I have been dating for a little while now and things have been going pretty well. Going on dates, hanging out with each other's friends, even meeting family. Suffice to say I am pretty happy with the direction of where this relationship is heading. Now last month I was trying to figure out what I should get her for her birthday. I didn't want to get the basic gifts everyone gets for their SO but I am a man of the 21st century and working with my hands isn't a strength of mine. As the days passed I had a great idea about what to get her. My girlfriend is an artist you see, and she has an easel that was gifted to her by a dearly loved family member over 10 years ago that she has been using pretty much every day ever since. This easel is, como se dice, falling apart. The hinges are rusted, the drawer where she keeps her equipment barely slides in and out anymore, the clasps are on their last legs, and there are a decade's worth of paint splotches on there to boot. She had told me before about the significance of this easel to her and so I, being the caring boyfriend I am, decided to have it restored. I reached out to one of my woodworking friends and gave him the rundown of what I wanted to have done to it: new clasps, a fresh coat of paint and lacquer for the body, and her initials engraved on the side of it. He gave it some thought and said it would be an easy project for him. I was delighted to hear it and sneakily borrowed the easel away from my girlfriend for a while under the guise of me learning how to paint. Cut to last week and my woodworking pal tells me the easel is finished. It looks amazing. I thank him profusely and compensate him for his time and hide the restored easel in my room. I can barely contain my excitement and decide to drop some hints as to what I was planning. Hey GF, your birthday is coming up. I realize this, op, you're going to flip when you see what I got you. What did you get me? I'll never tell. Bitch, if you don't tell me right now. Fine, here's a hint. Remember your easel? The one that you stole from me last month? Yes? I swear to God, if my easel is restored, I'm going to murder someone. Ha, what? My grandfather used that easel and there was a paint splotch of his that I deliberately keep there to remember him by. My life flashed before my eyes in that moment. My mouth dried. My hands tingled. I had inadvertently ruined a treasured heirloom by restoring it. I should have just shut up and gotten her some jewelry. And now tonight is her birthday party and I'm going to have to present to her in front of her friends, family, and God what I decided to do. Edit, I ended up not giving her the easel last night. I'm going to pull her aside and give her the news today. Wish me luck y'all. Edit, so y'all, I am an absolute dumbass. I took her aside tonight to give her the big news. I had been prepping since this morning about how to tell her in a diplomatic way. I told her exactly what I did and why I did it, making sure not to miss any detail. Finished my story, looking at her with misty eyes because in truth, I was about to cry. She looked at me with the most incredulous look I think I've ever seen come from that woman. I don't care, you restored it. You don't? It wasn't a paint splotch, it was a patch. Yeah, like a paint patch. Honey, no. An actual patch. My grandfather's patch from the auto shop he started. I am a dumbass. I know. So it turns out I'm deaf and completely misheard her and misconstrued a patch of paint to a cloth paint. She has been laughing at me non-stop for about 45 minutes now. Here is the easel, and the GF, in question. Identifying marks have been censored. In question. Identifying marks have been censored. Too long didn't read. I restored an easel that was given to my girlfriend by her grandfather without knowing there was a specific spot on said easel that she used to remember her grandfather by. I'd come out with it now so you don't possibly hurt her more in a public setting later tonight. Might end up doing that actually, thanks. You're so screwed. Good luck tonight. Edit, can't for the life of me figure it why she let you steal it, without mentioning this then. I'm going to simply stop existing. Please update. I will once I tell her what happened. Any chance she somehow already know, or guess, what you done and she is pranking you? My wife would totally do this lol. I can only hope. Wrap it. Have a friend or two burst into the party with a mask on and hold everyone at gunpoint and steal it. Might have to steal a few wallets and phones to make it believable though. Boom, problem solved mate. Edit / you could even arrange with said friends that after the robbery you take off chasing after them where they drop the phones and wallets that you recover, but sadly, the easel was nowhere to be found. Everyone applauds and you are a freaking hero.